Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back, hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup on Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxo in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right here next to Fisherman's Landing, overlooking all the sport fishing boats busily loading their passengers and handing out to go catch bluefin and yellowfin. And what a great guest. Bill Shedd from AFTCO is here, the CEO and president of the CCA California. Also, Bill does so many things. It's just amazing. And boy, what an incredible prize we're giving away today, Ricky.
Well, you're not kidding. If you didn't catch the beginning of the show, we're really excited. One lucky caller at the end of the day is going to win a brand new AFTCO premium fillet knife. This is the 10-inch knife we were talking about with that killer Boker stainless steel blade. It's a really nice knife, and it sounds dumb saying, but man, equally impressive with a knife is the sheath and scabbard that it comes with. You know,
Yes.
it's really high quality, the whole thing. Like, this is something that will last you forever. You know, it's a high quality tool, and we're really proud to get to give away such a premium fillet knife to one lucky caller. With that also comes a spool of that great AFTCO Psycho Pro fluorocarbon, such a fantastic line. I mean, as we said at the beginning of the show, AFTCO doesn't make things that aren't of the highest quality, and that's what both of these are, so we're certainly
Because
excited.
all their guys are fishing and they're fishermen, so they use the product.
No doubt about it. If you
Yeah.
want to get your shot at those great prizes, or better yet, your chance to talk to Bill in the second hour, 833-288-0973. That's how you reach us on Let's Talk Hookup this morning.
All right, let's go find out what's biting out there.
You got it, man. It's time for our Catch Report, which is sponsored today by Dana Landing in Mission Bay, your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. A complete saltwater tackle shop. They have a full deli, Mexican and California licenses, trips and six-pack charters, and when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle, full of all the freshwater tackle and live bait that you need for a great day in the lake. Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay, and East County Bait and Tackle, they're at the end of the 67 freeway at Mapleview and Lakeside. Check danalanding.com, and we've got a bonus to our Catch Report today. We got the man, Captain Bill Cavanaugh from the Intrepids on the line right now. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Pete. Good to hear from you guys. How you guys
Good
doing?
morning. Great. Nice to hear
great,
from
yeah.
you. Hear that sonar clicking. Are you catching some fish?
We are, actually, and it was pretty awesome to hear you got Bill Shedd on the show. What a treat that is. Good morning, Bill.
Yeah, good morning.
Anyhow, I just wanted to call it a little long-range report. We're finishing up a 7-day trip on the Intrepid here. We're Abbott-sponsored 7-day, and we've had really good fishing the entire trip. We kind of went down the inside to start the trip, and we located and had some very good yellowtail fishing down there. Most of our fish were 15 to 25 pounds. We had some fish upwards of 30 pounds in the mix, and it was mostly surface action, fly line, sardines, and surface iron. It was really good fishing. We did that for a couple of days. We also saw a little sign of yellowfin tuna down there. We didn't catch a lot, but we did catch 20 of them, and they're decent grade 15 to 20 pounders. From there, we went out to Aleos Rock and had some really good big yellowtail fishing, that premium grade that's been out there. Had fish up to the biggest fish that we weighed was 48 pounds.
Oh,
We had a very good morning of yellowtail fishing out there. That was all
Jeez.
pretty much 30 to 48 pounders. A lot of fish over 40. A lot of guys got their personal best. It was really awesome. And yesterday we traveled up in some different water that we haven't looked at in a little while. And we saw some good water, and the most encouraging thing that I saw was that there was a little sign of fish. Like, we didn't see a whole lot of tuna or anything, but we did see some kelps that had some yellowtail on them that we haven't really seen in that zone in quite a while. So there was life. I saw good bait. We did have a sign of good-sized kelp had a yellowtail down there, so that was very encouraging. And then this morning, we located a school of bluefin in the dark, and we've been drifting on it ever since first light. And we've been scratching it. I'd call it 25 to 40-pound bluefin here this morning. We have a nice school hanging on us, and we're hoping we can drift on this fish all day.
Oh, right on. Man, that sounds great,
What
Bill.
a great trip.
Yeah, no
Nice.
kidding.
When are you back at the dock at Point Loma Sport Fishing?
We get back in tomorrow morning, leave on another trip, and we got a couple trips with some availability. If anybody wants to get on one of those, they can check out our website. And, it's just everything's lined up. It's looking good. We haven't had a whole lot of coverage here, especially further south, just because guys are just starting out on trips. But we looked at some stuff that hasn't been looked at yet, and we had a good size fish in a couple of different places, so we're pretty excited about things to come.
Wow. Captain Bill Cavanaugh, Intrepid, thanks a lot for the call. Nice update on the long-range fishing there. And keep getting them, Bill. Hope they drift all day on that stuff. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to continue with our catch report. But while we're waiting for our fish dope buddy, Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge, I want to remind you, don't forget, next Saturday is July 4th, and it is also our next San Diego County Ford dealer remote broadcast at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach, and it's your next chance to qualify for the big grand prize, either by random draw or winning the Shimano casting contest. It's a trip for one on the Searcher limited load 8-day trip in November. Hey, the Searcher's celebrating their 50th anniversary, and this trip is prime time for Guadalupe, the Ridge, and more. You just heard Bill, man. You imagine what it's going to be in November down there? It's going to be really good.
I just love the sign of what we have to come right now.
Boy.
I mean, it just seems like everything is stacked. I mean, from local to all the way down on an 8-day trip like that.
Yeah.
You on that trip that will potentially be given away. I mean, you could easily see bluefin tuna 100 pounds plus. Easily see yellowfin tuna 100 pounds plus.
Yeah.
Easily see great wahoo fishing, killer yellowtail fishing, grouper. I mean, everything. Like
There's a lot
everything
of
that we
stuff.
fish for, you could do on that trip.
There's no doubt about it. And, of course, next Saturday at Mossy Ford, we're also going to be having a chance. You're going to have a chance to win a trip on the Blackjack. Great 4 or 6-pack boat out of Dana Landing in Mission Bay. AFTCO and Hydrus foul weather gear, where you're giving a set of that away, which is like the best of the best. Shimano rods and reels, Maui Jim sunglasses. There's also going to be great giveaways, too, just for showing up. Check the guest page at letstalkhookup.com for rules and details. We'll see you next Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 4th of July, at Mossy Ford on Mission Bay Drive, just off I-5 in Pacific Beach. That's going to be a fun one. And we're going to continue our catch report. We have Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing. What's up, Marcos?
Is it Marcos on the radio?
That's Marcos on the radio.
It is Marcos on the radio, yeah. How you guys doing this morning?
Good, Marcos. Good
Marcos.
morning.
Well, we had some continued good fishing this week. It slowed down a little bit, but, I mean, that's going to happen when you're fishing bluefin, yellowfin, especially some of those big bluefin. But those full-day trips, fishing down at the islands mostly this week, nice mix of bluefin, yellowfin, some yellowtail in the mix, a little bit of barracuda and bass, and except what you'd expect, kind of that late spring, early summer fishing. It's been pretty good down there. The overnight trips, still picking away at those bluefin, some of the bigger ones mixed in there. The Tribute had some 100 to 150 pounders earlier in the week there, so nice mix of big fish and smaller fish there. Yellowfin, yellowtail also in the mix. A few Dorados snuck into the count there. Overall, great fishing. You know, this is exactly what I want to see at this time of the year, and it's been busy here, which has been nice. You know, it's
That's awesome.
clearly not a normal season, but it went from 0 to full speed right away, and all those trips are doing well. The half days definitely in on the action there. They're picking away at some yellowtail on some of those trips. Still some good calico bass fishing. Barracuda showing up in the count, a couple halibut here and there, so everyone's catching fish. You know, it's still a little bit of June gloom here, but overall some pretty good weather. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. We have our full schedule up there for all those boats. You can make reservations online, and we always say reservations are a good thing this season. They are definitely a necessity. All those boats are running at limited capacity. They're filling up really quick. I think over the next week and a half here to San Diego has 2 open spots for those full-day trips. And when those trips fill up, we're definitely adding other boats in there. The Voyager, the Sea-Watch, New Seaforth have all been getting in on that full-day action. Got those half days, nice mix of 1 days, day and a half. We got the Aztec running their reverse two-day trips. They're leaving in the morning and coming back in the morning, which is kind of a nice change of pace there. And we've had some good success with those over the last couple seasons. On the end of the season, this year's doing at the beginning. So lots of information up there, seaforthlanding.com. More than welcome to give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. Come down, visit us in person. Just bring your face mask with you. You can browse the tackle shop, say hi, and we'd love to get you guys out there fishing.
Man, what a great report, Marcos. From half day to 2 days. Sounds like it's all bite, and we appreciate it very much. Great to have Seaforth back in the swing of things, and we'll sure look forward to talking to you next week.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
Thanks
Thanks,
Marcos.
Marcos. Appreciate that. You know, this week it's supposed to be stellar weather. I don't know.
yeah.
You look at the forecast,
trust
but
me,
it's looking really, really good this week. So if you're thinking about going fishing, here it is, the end of June, beginning of July, coming up on the full moon. Fish are biting. Get on a trip.
So Neil and I we'll always talk about, Thursday, Friday. And we both so he's in construction, has a construction business, and then I in the tackle store. And we always okay, well, what's the best weather going to be day next week? And he'll make sure that he doesn't schedule any construction projects that day. I'll always make sure to schedule myself off at the tackle store that day. So Thursday, Friday, we're always looking at the wind chart and the weather. We're good all week. We both said the same thing. Any day is going to be, man. I don't care.
It's time to go fishing.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good week.
I bet another guy that's going to be out on the water is Captain Markfish, our fishdope.com reporter from Pacific Edge. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hey,
Mark, how you doing?
Pete, Bill, Rick. Yeah, it's been a great show with all that good information you guys are sharing here this first hour. It's important stuff coming up, sounds
More
like.
to come. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, Mark, before you give your report, I just want to thank you for being a life member of CCA. Appreciate it.
Oh, I was honored to be a part of your organization. We'll definitely send a little check here for help with this upcoming stuff here also. But, yeah, you guys are doing great work, and, boy, we sure need it with all this coming up. Holy cow. But first full week of summer has definitely provided some outstanding fishing here this past week. Oh, my goodness. Both coastal at the islands and offshore, man, it's just been game on, which is great, man. It's just nice to hear all this fun stuff. Starting along the coast here, right off Long Beach, right in my backyard there. It's so nice to have some good water push in with good signal on the Barracuda up there on a horseshoe, and then much improved calico bass fishing, which we haven't seen for a while, and quite a bit of sand bass, which we really haven't seen for several years now. They're getting some spots where they haven't been for a while. So hopefully our sand bass migration is getting back on the schedule there. And then a heads up, guys, for you guys fishing local especially, make sure you're well aware of your fillet length regulations and skin patch regulations when you're cutting fish there. Some of our customers had some very unfortunate surprises with Fish and Wildlife writing big tickets for them not knowing the regs there. You got to be there's a lot of them to know, but you got to be up on top of it. At the islands on the outside there, Nick really kind of stole headlines there for a while. Yellows and sea bass both out there at the outer island. That nice weather made it possible for a lot of guys to get there. Some absolutely outstanding catches and great stories come from there. One of our customers was they were done with the sea bass. They had plenty of squid. They were throwing full dippers, had sea bass up boiling all around the boat.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy. Yeah, they had limits of really nice, great fish and a bunch of yellows there. But boat pressure got to it like it just about always does, and really slowed down a lot yesterday. There was quite the fleet and quite the tensions, as you might imagine. SBI, oh, man, there's some good stories. SBI's got some yellows. Haven't heard much about sea bass there. Catalina's been a little slower overall. Been tough on the sea bass, but definitely some yellows still scattered around, mostly on the front side. Squid is still there, middle of the back mostly. And Clemente, lots of yellows for sure. Some backside west, front side middle. And then in the cove proper, there's been some really good schools of yellow. And offshore, it's really nice to hear that amount of bluefin that's around for one and the gray to fish for another. But that area is starting to push up. You know, Ricky had them locked down there below the border for a long time, and some of that stuff's finally starting to creep up above the border out toward the west, getting a little closer to Clemente. There was fish east of the 81, 86 yesterday and down the canyon toward the 43 there and even east wing of the Fly. So some of that bluefin biomass there is definitely on the move. So, man, guys, there is so much fishing going on in nice weather right now. Definitely time to go fishing.
Oh, I love it. I love this time of year, man. I love hearing reports like that, Mark. A great job, so complete, and, man, we sure appreciate everything you do for us there at Pacific Edge. I just love it. I love hearing biting fish all the time right now.
And don't forget, Danny and Jeff and the boys at fishdope.com have been on it. If you want to know where to go, what to do, where to find them, even Steve Pazel found them via fishdope.com. you know.
And you're hearing about fish on the move right
there.
now. You know, I mean, you're hearing about fish moving around and sliding, like Mark's saying, sliding up the border. I mean, to be able to check fish dope and see where that fish was 2 days ago and then yesterday and have an idea where it's going to be tomorrow, it's an invaluable tool.
For sure. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code HookUpNow, lowercase, no space. Hookup Now is your $20 code to get a discount on fishdope.com that every angler is a must-have deal. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger. Phone number at our store is area code 714-840-4262. The website's PacificEdgeTackle.com. And, it's really a tough decision. I was tossing and turning all night rather than trying to figure out whether to go up to one of the upper islands, stay at Catalina, go to Clemente, look for a tuna fish. I mean, what's the guy supposed to do?
Cadillac problems,
Go fishing. Thanks,
I
Mark.
love that
Appreciate
problem.
that report, and we will talk to you next Saturday. Who knows what next Saturday is going to be like?
Right.
4th of July. Here we go.
That's
you know
fun.
what Bill Poole used to say? Light the fireworks off, go catch an albacore. Weirder things have happened.
Not much weirder.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Mark. Well, hey, that's going to wrap up our catch port today. Again, it was sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for your fish when your trip returns to the San Diego landings, as well as your private boat catch, now with Fish Pros, the market, you can purchase fresh fish, smoked and jerkied fish, their spices, rubs, smoked cheese, and their famous tuna burger. It's the amazing poke kit. Has got to be my new most favorite thing that they offer.
That thing is on fire.
It's so cool.
Bill, we got to have to get you some of that.
I'll take
the Fisherman's Processing poke kit.
They did such a
my
good
gosh.
job. So they have all of the dry ingredients that one would normally mix to do, a killer poke that's just in one bag. And then they've got a bottle that has a mix of all of the wet ingredients you would normally do. You literally take
All
your
healthy
fish,
stuff.
cut it into cubes, pour a tablespoon of one, a pinch of the dry, and the other, mix it up in a bowl, and you've got, for
Instant
real
poke.
restaurant quality. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just nailed it. It's a really great one. Check it out at their Liberty Station location or order online at fishermansprocessing.com.
All right, phones are packed, Rick. They want to talk to Bill.
Sounds good, buddy. How about we talk to Harry? He's calling us from La Jolla this morning. Hi, Harry. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
We have Harry.
Sounds like we might have lost Harry there.
Did we lose Harry?
Well, why don't we keep Harry on hold? We'll jump back into it, and maybe we'll try Gary from Sierra Mesa this morning. Hi, Gary. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. Hey,
Gary.
Pete, Rick, Bill. Hey,
Gary, how you doing?
Bill, it's nice to be able to talk to the boss. I just wanted to give a shout out to your customer service there at the factory, the store, whatever. I picked up a Reaper sweatshirt at Fred Hall, Long Beach, and I came home and showed it to my wife, and she's like, "I want one." And I'm like, no problem, honey. We'll just go to Fred Hall Del Mar and get it. Well, that didn't happen. So called your shop up there, and they said, yeah, no problem. We'll send you one, and we'll give you the show price.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
that was, it was awesome.
Wow.
So to make a long story short, it was the wrong size. And so I called back up there, and they said, well, we'll just send you the other size, and without charging you for it, and you just send back the one you don't want. And I thought that was really cool, and we're very happy with the Reaper. It's got the mask built in, which turned out to be pretty fortuitous for us because of what's going on. And the other thing is we wear it when we're riding our Harleys, and it works out. It's not just for fishing.
That'll keep the bugs out of your mouth, too.
The Reaper is an awesome. If you haven't seen that, it's like a sweatshirt, but like a sweatshirt on steroids. And it's got everything you need. Keeps you warm. It's got the face mask. Everything about it is just designed, purpose-built, as AFTCO says.
I'm glad that Vivian and the team up, customer service team up there at AFTCO took care of you. That's actually the way it's supposed to go. So. Thanks for expressing that. And this Reaper that you're talking about, we've never made a clothing item in AFTCO since we started in 1989 that is more quickly caught on than the Reaper. More in areas like Minnesota and Ohio, and where it's really cold. Guys are in bass boats running, 60 miles an hour, and it's 30 degrees out, and so it really keeps that wind and cold off your face.
Yeah.
But you're right; it'll work on a motorcycle too. I've had lots of guys tell me that they wear it skiing, and it's really a good piece.
It's like a hooded sweatshirt, but it's like a slick, material. So it's got good, like if you get little, because I have a center console, so if you get a little spray, the water I know it's not advertised that way, but it's the truth. The water darn near just beads off of it, which you don't ever get from a soft shell, sweatshirt like that. And almost imagine like a scarf that's built into your sweatshirt when you need it. So it's cold running out, you kind of pull the little scarf part up over your mouth and nose and keeps you warm when you're running out. But then as the day progresses, you just kind of tuck it back down and it just becomes a regular sweatshirt again. It's really good.
No, it's a good piece. And, a lot of our listeners say, well, how do I get one of these? You can get it at one of the retailers that AFTCO has, but AFTCO.com. You have a great online site, easy to navigate. AFTCO.com is a great place to really see the product and then either buy it at the retailer or online.
Yeah, perfect. And we really encourage people to go to your local tackle store. That's you can see it at AFTCO.com. You can learn all the information. If you've got a dealer next to you that's a tackle store next to you that's an AFTCO dealer, go buy it from them.
I can speak to it too. Like, with you guys having a warehouse in Santa Ana, we're so fortunate that we're so close to you. Like, most of the special orders that guys make, we get things in a day or 2 days. I don't know how you're able to turn things around. I mean, literally, I can't tell you how many times somebody's that exact same scenario. I heard about the Reaper, and I want a special order one in this size and this color, and we're calling guys sometimes the next day even, hey, man, your stuff's here. You guys turn things around really quickly and are a joy to work with from the tackle side of things.
No question.
I want to go back to the Reaper real quick here. So I was as I mentioned earlier, at the rep meeting for 2021 product, and we're coming out with a Reaper that's a soft shell. So it's in a jacket format that has an outer layer to it, so it'll cut the wind down even better.
Wow!
So it's a whole new.
That's
format.
coming.
Cool.
That's
awesome.
coming. And also in the Reaper is a camo that's mossy oak, licensed from them, and that whole Reaper has become a whole product line in itself.
Wow,
that's great.
It's a real winner.
For hunting too?
For hunting, yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
Fantastic. Hey, Scott Sherman's on the line. Good morning, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Hey guys, good morning. Hey Bill.
Morning, Scott.
Had a question for you, Bill. With the CCA and AB 3030 that's coming up. In my experience in politics, you kind of know where the votes are going to be leading up to the actual vote. You kind of know who's against, who's for, and then who's actually in play. Do you guys actually kind of have a feel for how that's going, so fishermen can kind of direct their responses and their emails and those types of things to
Yes, sir. We absolutely.
You actually may be able in the game.
Yes, sir. We absolutely do in a number of ways. So there's actually there's a couple of key committees. We've identified the senators on those key committees, and if you contact CCA directly, you can get a list of the key senators, and figure out if you know them or not. But it's ultimately good. The bill is going to get to the Assembly. There's only 40 state senators. There's not a whole lot of guys we got to get to. The challenge, you say, know how it's lined up. Of the 40 senators, there's 29 Democrats and 11 Republicans. And on this kind of bill, the Democrats are typically going to vote for it, and the Republicans against it. So it's an uphill battle. We have identified specific people that there's a number of ways to target them, and the voter voice thing. Really, it's key that you contact the senator that is in your district. Mm-hmm. So voter voice will line that up for you directly. So we make it easy for you. If you just go online, get on the voter voice thing, it'll link you up with your senator. If you know a senator specifically and can be separate help, then contact us there as well.
Good stuff,
Yeah,
Scott.
great.
Thanks for the tip on the political insider.
Yeah, well, I've been down this road before, and it's like usually there's a small window of people that you can switch one way or the other, and that makes a difference on whether it passes or not. I just wanted to make sure everybody's directing their attention where it needs to be.
We are dialed on that and have those people identified.
Great call. Hey, appreciate it very much, Scott. Hey, want to remind you, this portion of the show is sponsored by Anza Knives, handcrafting knives in the USA for over 3 decades. Check out the Fish Pro series, custom bluefin and yellowfin from Anza Knives, made from high-carbon steel, which holds a great edge, and they're easy to sharpen. Anza Knives are the finest fillet knives ever produced. Also, Anza offers knives for military, law enforcement, and hunting. Check AnzaKnives.com for more details, or go see the Fish Pro series at Fisherman's Processing. And when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including a big block of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
This is Captain Art Taylor of the Searcher. 2020 is the golden anniversary of Cape Polaris and Searcher. Come help us celebrate 50 amazing years in sport fishing. Searcher has a great crew, awesome food, air-conditioned cabins and galley, and an RSW system to preserve your catch. Our 2020 schedule is available now, so this is a golden opportunity to make your reservation online at searchersportfishing.com or call Celia or Callie at 619-226-2403.
For your next trip, who needs travel insurance? You do. This is Bob Dawson from Dawson & Associates Insurance Services. We guarantee the lowest prices on all travel insurance plans with 6 companies and 122 different policies. We recommend that you purchase your trip insurance within 14 days of your initial trip deposit to get your money refunded if you have to cancel. These plans will include trip cancellation insurance, medical, medevac, baggage loss, and rental car coverage. Please call me at area code 619-990-3068 or visit us at safariglobaltravel.com.
Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the Sporty. There's a good reason for it: fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength boat, probably overbuilt, but that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Seasoned Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and 3/4-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com. For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2- to 5-day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Busy morning on the phones. This has been a great show.
Yeah, indeed. Chairman of AFTCO, Bill Shedd, is here, and just such an honor to have him in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here and talking fishing and all the things here. You know, we would be remiss if we didn't remind people, and thank you, Mike Lum, for this reminder, is that AFTCO gives back like no other manufacturer in that every sale, 10% goes back. Explain that to us.
Yes, it's 10% of the profits ever since
10% of the profits.
10% of the profits from the very beginning of the sheds being involved at AFTCO from 1973. We've taken at least 10%, and most years it's more than that. 10% of the profits and put it back into fishing industry issues and fishing conservation issues. It's just part of our DNA. It's something Dad wanted us to do, and so we do it. That's
a lot of money. That's a big contribution that you guys are doing.
Yeah, over the years, it's many millions of dollars.
Yeah,
and I think more than that, it's a lot of time. If you just just take the time and put it at minimum wage for those of us that are putting the time into this.
Sure.
That even at that lower rate would come up to a lot of dollars. But it's part of our culture, and it's just who we are.
Yeah. Well, speaking of time, this guy is about as busy as it gets, and the amount of time that he spends on projects, whether it be the White Sea Bass Hatchery, whether it be CCA California, the president of the CCA California, all the different projects. Where do you find the time? That's what I want to know.
Well, you do the things that you feel like you should do and that you want to do. So
yeah, that's cool. But plus, we're being the chairman of the board of AFTCO too.
Well, that's gotten easier because, as I mentioned earlier, the boys are really running the show down there, and Christy's helping them, and lots of staff that we're just blessed. They work hard. They're good people, and it's a family. I think in any business, the key to any business is having a culture that works and understanding that the people are your biggest asset. And we really get that at AFTCO. Our people are our most important asset, and when they know that you believe that way, good things happen. And you mentioned that the fishermen. I mean, Dave Elm came into work on Monday, and he kind of had that sort of look on his face, and I go, something good happened this week, and he has this little smirk, and he said, well, yeah, you got to dig it out of him. Well, we had the Balboa Angling Club had their yellowtail tournament, and I said, oh, so you did okay? He said, yeah, we won it.
Yeah, Dave's a quiet man.
He's very, very quiet about it, but a really good fisherman, and been with us for about 30 years, and as lots of employees have.
Congratulations, Dave.
If there's not a better sign that AFTCO is run the right way, I mean, you look at guys like Dave that retired, like Greg that retired after 40 years, and Dave's been there for 30 years. I mean, the medium age of or a tenure of people that have been there is everybody's that way. Like you clearly are. It's run the right way when you have great people that stay for that long.
But you find the time to do what you want to do. But the reality has been mentioned several times. The thing that's most encouraging to me about what's happening right now in the fishing community with conservation in California is this whole thing with CCA. What CCA does is it gives people, it isn't going to happen from 1 or 2 or 5 or 6 guys putting a lot of time into it. It's going to happen for lots of people putting a little bit of time in it. And CCA just is set up with its state chapters, gives people an opportunity to be on a board at the state level, to provide leadership there, and provides inroads and avenues for anglers to get involved if they otherwise wouldn't know, what can I do to help fishing in Southern California?
That's right, indeed, for sure. We're proud to be partnered with them,
no
sure.
Doubt.
It's all of us, no doubt. Let's go ahead and jump into the phones.
You got it. How about next up we talk to Mark, who's calling us from Santee this morning. Hi, Mark. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, how you gentlemen doing this morning?
Great. Doing good, Mark.
Hey, Bill, this question's for you. What is the biggest thing you're most proud of that you've developed, or your son's developed, or you've done for the fishing industry?
Oh, I'll answer it as a dad, and I think what I'm most proud of is just to see how my sons and daughter have just picked up on the legacy that my grandfather started, and just continue to push it forward. I think that's what I'm most proud of. I think. Beyond that, I think the whole White Sea Bass program has been a long-term a project that the family and the company's been involved in. Dad actually started it with Don Kent back in the late 70s, and I've had an opportunity to play a role in it. And I think that White Sea Bass program has been kind of a cornerstone. I think our efforts with gill nets and long lines as a company and even back into the set gill net time, where the time and energy that we put into that, to seeing that happen, and just product-wise, just seeing. I think most proud of starting with a business that had 3 people in it, and now we provide jobs for 70 people, and I think the boys have got a chance to build into something that's going to provide jobs and a good livelihood for 700 people, or something way beyond the current size. So I think it's those kind of things and it's been fun making some products that have worked, and being involved with creating a Unibut, and working with the guys up at Easton back in the day, back 30 years ago, to create that product, and the roller troller outward release clip, and then figuring out how to make a gaff that's a pretty simple tool. A gaff, how do you make it better? Well, you make a tapered gaff out of aluminum, and figure out a way for the hook can't pull out, and so now you got a better gaff. So I think it's been fun to be involved with making a number of products, but I think getting into the clothing business with the starting with a fishing short I think that's and where that's led to, and really now being just put on steroids with my kids is really an exciting thing to see.
That's so well said.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Good question there, Mark.
Great.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
How about next up we talk to Robert. He's calling us from Capistrano Beach this morning. What's up, Robert? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Bill, Rick, Pete. Hey, you guys, I'm a long-time listener since the show first started, and I just want to thank you for the wealth of knowledge that you've given me. And I wanted to ask Mr. Shedd about the quality of their swivels and how that was developed.
Well, you're probably thinking of Sampo or thinking of another company, because we don't make a swivel, but I wish we did. I wish we did before Sampo did back in the day, but that was them, not us. But
yeah, and Gamakatsu, of course, is now doing the Sampo swivels. We'll talk. Actually, we're going to be talking to Ted tomorrow of Gamakatsu, and he'll be talking swivels tomorrow. So if you want to tune in for that, for sure. But you've made so many other things that are so. Like you mentioned the Unibutt. Explain the Unibutt for those that may not know what a Unibutt is. That's like a piece of equipment that is now like so important for us on the West Coast as well as worldwide.
So back in the day, trolling rods had wood butts on them. Most of them were strong enough, but Mother Nature doesn't make everything the same. And so one would be plenty strong, the next one is not strong enough. So guys started making aluminum butts that were kind of heavy. Start with a solid piece of aluminum and then drill it out inside. I took a trip when I first started at AFTCO. I traveled all the way from Boston down to Key West and visited every tackle store on the East Coast and saw that there was a number of little machine shop making these aluminum butts. Well, they got busy with aerospace or something else, and the supply wasn't consistent. So thought, geez, we're going to figure out how to make a aluminum butt. We made an aluminum butt, but then the problem was you got to put a brass reel seat on it, right. And how do you make sure that they're lined up? And so we figured if we could make something that was just all one piece, the butt and the reel seat was one piece, then you wouldn't have these alignment problems. So we got with I got with our engineer and the folks up at the Easton Company back in the day, and figured out a way to make a single piece butt. It's called a Unibutt. And that really became a standard in big game fishing rods.
So why does the reel seat have to be aluminum?
Well, it doesn't have to.
Or brass, you were saying.
Well, they just were brass. That's what they made them out of.
That's what
and then you had electrolysis problems between the brass and the aluminum.
Oh, I see.
Aluminum. They could have made them out of aluminum. They're just the standard reel seats were made out of brass.
So now what are they made out of?
Well, now it's all aluminum. It's all the same piece, all aluminum, and
yeah.
That's how you get the Unibutt out of that. But that was remember driving up to Van Nuys to the Easton plant up there. In a good story. I searched all over. How are we going to make an aluminum butt? And we really didn't find the right way to do it in quantity. And I'm fishing with Dad over the weekend and talking about it. And he says, "Look," he says, "Billy, when we get in, we'll call my friend Jim Easton from Easton Aluminum." And it's no cell phones. We walk up to the top of the steps off of the boat. There's a payphone there. Dad calls Jim Easton and says, "Hey Jim, we want to come up and talk to you. My son, I want to talk to you about making an aluminum fishing handle." He says, "Milt," he says, "your timing is perfect." Shakespeare had worked with Easton to develop this aluminum handle, and Easton had developed pretty much completed the tooling, but not quite. And then Shakespeare decided to step out of it. So they already had started with tooling, so they were very happy to. So the moral of that story is lucky beats good most of the time.
Yeah. Good timing.
We were lucky, and that's how we got in the aluminum handle.
Cool.
That's a great story indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about we jump right back into them and talk to John. John's calling us from Escondido this morning. Hey, John, welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Quick fishing report that I've been lucky enough to go out the last 3 weeks, went on Liberty twice, went on Tomahawk for a day and a half, and then I got off yesterday on an 8-day on the Royal Polaris, which is always an epic trip. So
now you've been on it. Good job.
Your info and everything. It was. It's been a dry spell for a long time, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to abuse it. It's open, and and off I went. But my question for you is with having to wear masks now, no matter where you go. It's just the right thing to do. The one-piece pullover, kind of it's a great sun protector, but it's got the holes where your mouth is at so you can breathe. Is there anything, are you developing a better mousetrap and, coming up with something that kind of fits maybe up over the head so it doesn't pull down as easy?
Yeah, John, a couple of things there. If you have one of the masks that have the holes in front, obviously the holes are there for when you're fishing, you don't fog your glasses. If you got one of those masks, turn it sideways. And
Yeah.
so now you're going to use it as more of a protector.
That's what I got. That's what I got on right now.
That's and then otherwise we do make a number of masks that don't have those holes in front that might be better for the purpose that you're talking about here.
Yeah, and and when you talk about comfort, it's comfort on your ears, not something that's yanking on your ears. It's and you're still being protective. It's the way to go.
Yeah, that's all I wear at work.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah, every
Our
day.
whole crew.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
How about we keep rolling? George, calling from Oceanside this morning, is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, George.
Hi, Rick. I just wanted to thank Bill Shedd for helping me out with a very warm jacket, and I don't know if it's anhydrous or the extra warm one. It's just awesome.
Well, we make three. The anhydrous is a little bit lighter. But it breathes better, so it's really kind of the preferred jacket for Southern California. The Hydronaut's a little bit heavier, so if you're fishing in Minnesota, you'd probably wearing Alaska. You wear a Hydronaut. If you're fishing here, you're probably wearing an anhydrous. But both have 30K water repellency, which is that's keeping you dry.
And then another one that's a great jacket. My favorite is that Horizon fleece.
Yeah,
waterproof, windproof, and super warm, and it's something that you can wear every day.
Yeah.
And here's another cool thing too for those who may have businesses. We logo a lot of our stuff from AFTCO, and you do that as for businesses, right? Like if you wanted shirts, Horizon jackets, logo great, various things. They'll do an embroidered logo or a printed logo on anything, on most anything you make, right?
In bigger quantities, we do that for businesses.
Yeah,
we don't do it in smaller quantities.
Yeah.
We've got a company, ATS, that's in Iowa, I think it is, that handles that for us. But if it's in smaller quantities, guys do a lot of that themselves as well.
Yeah. So if you want something in bigger quantities, AFTCO's
that's right.
Yeah, they do that kind of stuff. Enjoy that jacket. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right, Carl in Escondido is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Carl.
Hi, my question's for Bill. I always signed up at the Fred Hall show. We didn't have it this year. So I don't do computer. So where can I sign up for CCA where I can do it in person, because I'm not a computer guy?
Well, let me see here.
Can we make a phone call?
Yeah.
Come down to the tackle store. I'll help you.
If you call,
call Wayne.
You can call Wayne. It will get your phone number here.
Yeah, I'll get your phone number here. In fact, Wayne just sent me a text that said he's seen a bump in the voter voice on ccacalifornia.org. So we should probably mention that again. What is the voter voice? Once again, on that ccacalifornia.org website.
Okay, while you're looking up Wayne's number, we'll talk about voter voice. Is it's expensive, but it's a computer way for an individual to contact, easy way for an individual to contact his senator or representative from his district. So voter voice CC is going to send you a message, and all you do is just click on that message, and you can change it however you'd like, and that message will go directly to your state senator based on your zip code where you live. And so it's an automated way to get a message to senators.
Yes. And Wayne just sent me a message, said, call me at 858-232-5721. That's 858-232-5721 is Wayne. And we should mention Wayne. Wayne is a tireless worker for CCA. He's our head guy at CCA, and he just never stops.
We are so fortunate.
It's like the Energizer Bunny.
We are so fortunate in Southern California to have Wayne Cotto, who's the executive director of CCA. Very knowledgeable, very capable, hardcore fisherman, and just a dedicated individual to try to help the sport fishing community and the resource here. We couldn't have a better executive director. He's doing a tremendous job. I've had a chance to thank him personally lots of times and at board meetings. And
Yes.
Wayne, it looks like you're listening. We just got a text from you, so
Yeah.
glad to be able to publicly thank you as well. It's Wayne is coordinating all this stuff that's going on. There's a huge amount of activity taking place around AB 3030.
Yeah.
Wayne is coordinating all of this on behalf of CCA. And
It's a big job.
It's a big job. Just this in itself is a job for more than just one. Then our lobbyist Mark Smith is coordinating the efforts up in Sacramento, and so Wayne and Mark are spending an awful lot of time together on the phone.
But if you ever have any questions about CCA, you can email Wayne at CCA or just call. I mean, he'll take your phone call too, 858-232-5721. Wayne, thank you for all your efforts. And again, get on that ccacalifornia.org website and get that voter voice into the senators right now.
If I can correct you, I will. As chairman of CCA of California, I'm protective of Wayne's time because he's buried. So if you've got a general question, Wayne is pretty gracious. He'll take the time, but we need him.
Yes.
We have him focused on lots of things.
Yeah.
Try CCA California.org for basic questions, and then if you can't get them answered there, then after that a phone call might be appropriate.
A phone call and email to Wayne.
Yeah,
or Chris. Yeah, Chris is
or Chris as well.
Will do a great job, Chris.
Right.
Teshadero. See, am I saying his name right?
Oh, don't look at
Close
me.
enough.
Yeah, there's only need for one butchering of it.
Yeah.
I don't need to pile on.
But anyway, thanks for your efforts and thanks to everybody, and appreciate that. Appreciate your call this morning.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's got themselves a brand new AFTCO fillet knife and Psycho Pro Fluoro. You stay tuned. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
Pete here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us the VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
It's time to get excited about fishing, and Point Loma Sport Fishing has everything you'll need. They offer half-day and three-quarter-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit their website at pointlomasportfishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing to the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out cedrosportfishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Big winner of a brand new AFTCO premium fillet knife with that Boker blade and that awesome Psycho Pro AFTCO fluorocarbon going to George in Oceanside. George, congratulations. You are going to love your new gear.
Yes, indeed. And I want to mention that we had a great day-and-a-half Islander kayak mothership trip this week. I'll talk about that tomorrow. And it was a really fun trip.
Sounded
and a
like
lot
it.
to tell you about it on that trip. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. And also want to remind you, 1 week from today, Saturday, we'll be at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach for our big San Diego County Ford dealer live remote broadcast. That's 1 week from today at Mossy Ford in Pacific Beach. And Bill Shedd, thank you so much. Not enough time to talk all the great stuff. And I mean, thank you so much for all you do for us.
This went by quick.
Enjoyed it. Had fun.
Yeah. If somebody wants more information, wants to purchase AFTCO gear, wants all kinds of great stuff, what's the best way to get
Very simple, AFTCO.com.
Yeah. And the website is so great. You have
easy to
guys
navigate.
on there. You have so many great personnel that have done such a good job on that website, as well as all your social media, and also the personnel. If you, like we heard earlier in the show, people contact you, you pick up the phone, you want to talk to somebody about a product at AFTCO, you can do that, right?
Yeah, you can do that. You can either get the number off of AFTCO.com, or you can call 949-660-8757. Customer service will be happy to answer any questions you have and help you however you need it.
Yeah, and what's to come for AFTCO? A lot to come, right? I mean, you were talking about it earlier in the show. Stay tuned, because there's going to be so much great stuff coming.
Get Robbie back in here a year from now.
Oh, boy.
And you will be amazed at what AFTCO's got to offer the fishermen.
How long has Robbie been there now?
Gosh, it's been since about October-ish.
October, when
Greg
retired,
just a few months before Greg retired, and no, it's going well.
You had to get an old Shimano guy who's like king of the never letting any of the cool stuff slip, you know. So now we're gonna have to really try to get the cool stuff out of Robbie.
No, you won't get it.
Yeah.
You won't get it.
He knows the system.
We're excited,
but it is coming. I'll tell you.
It's fun.
I've got some hints of it. It's fun.
Well, thank you, Bill, for all you do, and we thank you for taking the time to be on Let's Talk Hookup today. And we thank you for listening today. Thanks to Dave in the studio with us, and of course Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Mike Lum and Harold Davis from Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea. And we're going to have a whole lot of stuff to talk about tomorrow. 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll see you right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.